You heard about the largest church in the world. The first service was March 3rd, 2008, with an attendance of over 300,000. The attendance is now over 2 million, and they conducted the first ever mass trance on March 17, 2008. What do they teach? Who you are requires no belief. Heaven is not a location, but refers to the inner realm of consciousness. The man on the cross is an archetypal image. He is every man and every woman. The leader's website teaches these lessons. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. My holiness is my salvation. My salvation comes from me. Let me remember that there is no sin. Do not make the pathetic error of, quote, clinging to the old rugged cross, unquote. The only message of the crucifixion is that you can overcome the cross. Have you heard of this church? Or maybe its leader? Years ago, she denied Jesus is the only way.
Discussing about the spirituality of God, and I believe there is two forces out there. I believe there is a God that we can depend on. There is a God that we can depend on, but also there is a power of darkness that we need to be aware of as well.
One of the mistakes that human beings make is by believing that there is just one way to live. There are diverse ways out there of being in the world, and there's millions of people.
But how do you please God?
No, there are many paths to what you call God. Her path might be something different, and when she gets there, she might call it the light. But if her kindness and her generosity leads her to the same place as you, it doesn't matter if you call it God along the way or not.
You know the danger in that? I mean, it sounds great and everything like that, but I mean,
do you really think there's only one way to God?
I don't understand. What about Jesus?
I'm sorry?
What about Jesus?
What about Jesus?
Through this whole discussion, you guys haven't mentioned him not once. There's only one way and one way only, and that's through Jesus.
Come on, tell us, sister.
There couldn't possibly be just one way.
Why? Because you say so?
There just couldn't possibly be. There's millions of people in the world.
Because you say it? You're here trying to, trying to talk about it in a different, literalize it, and you know what? If you don't believe that, then you're all buying into the lie.
That makes you right and all of us wrong. That's not Christian anyway.
Do you really think that somewhere on this earth, if there's a person that has never heard the name of Jesus, but they live their life in a loving, kind way, just like Jesus would have wanted them to live, do you really think that that person is not going to heaven?
God knows the heart. He truly, truly knows our heart.
Come on, yeah.
Maybe he knows your heart, but does he care about your heart, or does he care whether or not you call his son Jesus?
Oprah, let me tell you, Jesus is not going to come back until the gospel is preached to all four corners of the earth. And you know, figure it out.
I'm not going to argue with you about religion right now.
It's not religion, Oprah.
That's right.
Skit, it was taken from a real episode of the Oprah Winfrey Show. And we just wanted to show, we didn't want to bash Oprah, but we just wanted to show how the devil can use celebrities to deceive people.
Come on. There you are.
We just want you to know, don't buy into the lie that the world sets forth for us. There is only one way and one way only. Like it says clearly in the Bible, John 14:6. He says, Jesus says to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes through the Father except through me.
Amen.